I reflected that day and I was just thinking, it might seem like a terrible thing to deal with because you're losing a friend. But wow, can you imagine how lucky you are to have someone love you like that? Especially if they're good friends, right? They know you inside out. They've seen every aspect of you. They've seen your good and your bad. And they still choose to have you the way that you are.
I didn't really think of it that way actually.
That is so lucky.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of If You Know, You Know.
And if you don't know, well, I'd say it's a very complicated situation to be in. So it's probably better if you don't know.
I guess, but if it works out for the better, why
it works
not?
out for the better, then that's awesome. I think
We both have very different experiences on this topic.
really?
Yeah.
Right.
Conversely different.
Right.
Okay, I'm Nicole.
I'm Rain.
And today's question is, what would feel best to fully accept in this current moment?
This topic is a little bit of a sore point for me right now. Because it happened so recently and it was painful. But what would feel best for me to fully accept? That we grow up, people may or may not live your life, and we might lose people, but maybe that's okay. Maybe we'll find new ones along the way, even though they might not be the same lah.
Okay. I feel like Rain is taking it a very
Into my situation now, of
yeah,
course.
like not so happy outcome. But for me how I will answer this question is 2023 is the year where I fuck people off that waste my time. That's the complete essence of accepting what feels best. Like, I'm just very tired of people wasting my time for a long time, but I never got the opportunity or the courage to say how I really feel. So 2023 is the year for that. And I want to accept that.
Say how
I
you
don't
really feel. Okay.
Yeah.
So today, the topic is...
She just cut me off, lad!
No, I have a question, but at least run to the topic.
Yes.
Today's topic is about friendship breakups, and I just want to ask, wait, so what did you tell your friends? I'm a little bit scared. What did you say?
No. As in, it's not what I told them straight to their face. It's more of what I want to tolerate and what I don't want to tolerate. And in that sense, like, if I were to cut you out of my life, it's not because of like one small occurrence that happened. It's a build up of a lot of things.
So what happened? Like, okay, first of all, what happened, and then how do you cut them off?
So it was a build up of a couple of bad texters in my friend group, which is essentially everyone except me, I feel lah.
Bad texters, you are also a bad texter.
No, I'm a bad texter, but if I'm a bad texter, right, they're horrible. It's to the point where, let's say they reply me on one of my IG stories, and I will reply them back, right? And I have never once seen the scene at the bottom because this person just never opens my DMs.
Is that me?
So no.
You know what? Because I never do it.
No, as in, I feel like in different aspects of our friendship, like for me and Rain, I feel like she's still a very active communicator in the sense where she's aware that like she didn't respond, but we had this mutual understanding that we're not like hating on each other, or we're not pissed, because I'm so familiar with her, and likewise I hope that we know that like life goes on and like shit's happening. But with this group of friends, it's more of like, okay, so it's with this group of friends, I'm very aware that between some of them, they have very, very, very frequent texting habits. Yeah, but within the group, like when we talk as a group, they don't even open the chat, let alone respond to it. And when I cut them off, so I very boldly left the group. And without any warning, without any context whatsoever, I just left the group. And it was the day of this Christmas party that one of the friends was having. I left the group on that day because she didn't even read my message that I RSVP'd to the party until like 2 weeks before the party, even though she asked us a month before. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, if you were to acknowledge someone was coming for an event that you planned, wouldn't you be like, oh, okay, see you there? Or wouldn't you be like, okay, see you later?
2 weeks before? 2 weeks okay lah, I think.
It's either a week or 2 weeks, I can't remember. But I was done. Like, that was my last straw. And prior to that, there was a lot of other instances where it's either they don't reply, like I try to initiate, oh, let's hang out one day. when are you guys free? Nobody responds. I'm like, okay, send a follow-up message. Like, hey, on meet next week. Nobody responds. But after I stopped trying, I would get individual messages from them being like, oh, we're hanging out on this day. Do you want to join us?
Oh, so they have like an individual clique,
I would assume
kind
that.
of.
I guess, but it's because we only have 4 of us. Like,
Oh.
how much can we further separate until we're not a clique anymore? You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's the 2 best friends that kind of like discuss as a duo, and then they kind of like ask the other friend, and then after everybody can make it, then they will ask me, and if I can't, they will go ahead like without me.
Oh.
Which is fine. Like, I tell them to go ahead anyway because part of me doesn't really want to spend excessive amount of time with them either. So I'm fine if they were to make plans without me first because I understand that like, okay, I'm not priority anymore, which is fine. I've come to accept that because anyway, they are not my priority.
Yep.
So it's really like taking the same energy as what I give.
Yeah.
And then slowly, they started inviting one more person to their group of 3. My friend saw it on one of their IG stories. And then she screenshotted it and sent it to me. And she said, hey, Nicole, you look different. It was savage AF. Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. Like, that shit felt so real. I realized that, like, you know, it's fine if you don't want to include me anymore because I'm fine not being a part of it.
Okay, lah, but I totally understand, like, it must have felt very, like, oh, am I just like the extra person there? Like when they want me around, then they want me around. But my presence really does not matter to them.
Yes, extremely. And I felt that way for so long. Like maybe since 2020, we had a staycation together. And
Why
like,
do you decide to carry on for 2 years?
I never thought that there was anything drastically wrong with the friendship. But I've gotten to that phase of my life where if it's not serving me, then like why bother holding on to it? Yeah, it's the same with a lot of like poly friends, like individual poly friends that I have, which is quite interesting because this same situation happened to me with another poly friend that has been claiming that he wants to meet me for the past like 1 or 2 years, but we never really got the chance to do it. So we wanted to meet on the 31st of Jan. So on 30th of Jan, I texted him and I was like, hey, like, are we still on for tomorrow? And then he replied me the 31st Jan morning and he said, yes, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Then I said, today is 31st Jan.
Yeah.
Then he said, no, it's not. It's 30th of Jan. And I was like, no, it's 31st Jan today. Like,
wait, why is it
today.
so difficult to check your fucking calendar?
No,
it's like
precisely.
right there.
So then I was like, okay, like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, you fucked the dates up. Like, I'm not responsible for it, right? And then he was like, oh no, like, give me a hot second. And then he went to like, I don't know, he MIA for a couple of minutes. And he came back, he was like, is there any way you can shift your plans from today to tomorrow so that we can meet today? And I was like, the fucking audacity. No fucking way. Because
What?
it's not my fault that you fucked up your own dates. Like, it's not my fault that you're blind.
Was he at least apologetic about it?
Oh, he was, but at that point I was done, so I completely ignored him. Like, he spammed me with like a couple of messages saying like, oh, I'm so sorry, but like, please know that I still care for you and stuff like that. I'm like, y'all all say the same thing. I mean, I didn't say that. I just completely read the message and didn't respond. Then he double texted me. He was like, are you there? And I opened it and I didn't reply. I'm done. Like, I can't. I have no space in my life for that anymore.
She's in her bad bitch era.
Yeah, I am. As I should be.
She's
because
just cutting people off like, no.
like, no, why would I want to keep people? They don't serve me. They're wasting my time, my energy, my brain space. No, I'm
no
done.
context, no warning, just gone.
I feel like they should have known that I've tolerated their shit for way too long.
Okay,
way longer than I
that's
should
fair
have.
enough, because that's what I do also, right?
Yeah. But
like
you'll get to that point of your life where you're like, I have no more time for this shit. Because I'm going through that now, and my sister told me that, okay, this is a good time to go through that because it's better late than never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
your time will come.
I'm
I promise you. I fucking promise.
I'm like, okay, for context, I'm the same in a sense where I tolerate someone's bullshit way, way longer than I should, right?
Boo.
For way longer than I should. Way past my own limits and my own boundaries. But when I decide it's the final straw, you are dead to me lah.
She's very good at doing that with her ex-partners, right?
Yeah.
There is that one limit, and then after that, it's like, I cannot already, like, bye.
Yeah.
But with friends, she's much more tolerant. I'm not sure why.
No, because with I think with partners, like they are such a big presence in your life, right? They are this huge presence in your life that you have to be very firm on it. What? Because one little slip up, I feel one little slip up, right? And they're gonna come in and fuck up your whole life again, eh?
But I
Like
feel
at
like
least
that's
as a
the
friend,
same
if I
with
ignore
friends.
it,
Really?
yeah, if I ignore it, like maybe it's not. Like if I choose not to deal with it now, I can don't deal with it now. But for partners, because it's a different kind of love and it's a different way that it
Right.
affects you, I feel like I need to be firm on it.
Right. Okay, okay. Friendships are just as important as relationships. Obviously, relationships are closer proximity in your life. But to me, friendships are very important because I would say they make or break my character since I base myself, like I feel like my entire personality is based on the 5 people that are closest to me. I'm that kind of person. So if one of them were to leave my life would really drastically change and my outlook, my perspective, everything would change. So that's just
Oh
for me
wow.
lah. Yeah. People always say that, like you are made up of the 5 closest friends that
Really?
you are. Yeah.
I have not heard that. I have not heard that.
It's
But
a
well,
thing.
then
It's a
I
thing.
guess I just lost a friend.
Let's get into Rain's story right now.
Let's give this person a name. A gender neutral name, because
Jamie.
you never know it's a guy or girl.
Jamie.
Jamie? Okay. Jamie recently confessed to me. You see the look on her face.
Because I just want to scream, but I can't. So I'm just going to hold it in. I sucked it back in. Yes, carry on. Jamie confessed to you.
Yeah. And Jamie is someone that I put a lot of trust into, and I really, really care for this person. So when Jamie confessed, I saw it coming a little bit because I saw a couple of signs. So I reacted, I would say, pretty well. But it's just that I reacted well in a sense where I responded to this person well. But my reaction behind the scenes was not well because I was crying. It was a whole
Right.
ordeal.
And why was it?
Because Jamie's so precious to me.
Mm.
When someone confesses to you, the relationship
Takes
is
a
not
turn.
this- yeah, it does. It's just different. It's just
Yeah.
different, especially when you want to draw that boundary of just being friends or good friends or whatever it is, you know?
The whole dynamic just
Shifts.
instantly
It shifts.
Yeah.
And what was so great about it, right? Was that
Whoa,
No.
there was something great about it.
yeah, because
Okay.
I realized that when we met up to talk about how we should move forward with this, we could still joke like friends. Like it was not, to me, it was not very awkward. It was a serious conversation, yes, but it was not constantly on this one topic of confessing. We had a lot of like jokes here and there, and then we would shift out to a different topic. And it just felt so easy still. And that made me really sad because,
You're losing all of that.
yeah,
And that fucking sucks.
yeah. And the conclusion we came to was that Jamie needed time to move on and needed space. So we're not talking anymore. And I respect that of course. I just want the best for Jamie. I reflected that day and I was just thinking, it might seem like a terrible thing to deal with because you're losing a friend. But wow, can you imagine how lucky you are to have someone love you like that? Especially if they are good friends, right? They know you inside out. They've seen every aspect of you. They've seen your good and your bad. And they still choose to
Wow.
have you the way that you are.
I didn't really think of it that way actually.
That is so lucky. And
Yeah.
I'm so lucky.
Okay, okay.
It's just that
No,
unfortunately
100%.
I feel like it's feelings that I cannot reciprocate. And I don't want to do that to Jamie. If I love Jamie I love Jamie in a different way.
Just because Jamie confessed to you doesn't mean that you need to accept it just because you want to stay friends with them. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what? I actually thought about it.
no,
I
that would
had a
not serve you
serious-
well at all.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't.
I know that. Here's the thing, I did think about it, but I also know that at the end of the day, as much as it's something that I'm considering, it's definitely not happening. It's a thought that just comes into your head. And you want to consider that thought with some
yeah.
gravity and weight, right? But at the same time, you know that no matter how long you consider it, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you decided not to take that route. I'll be very disappointed in you if you did. But I also know you're not the kind of person.
Yeah.
So like you're more logical in that sense.
I just know that in the long run it's gonna hurt this person.
And it will hurt you too because you feel so stifled and all for the sake of keeping the friendship.
I don't think it will be the same like ever, and we both acknowledge that, but we'll see what the future holds. I guess I don't want to lose this person in my life, that's for sure. We'll see how it works out.
Okay, so now we have established that there are two different kinds of friendship breakups.
Yes.
One ends well, one doesn't end that well. And obviously I'm the happier one. But it's
Thank you very much.
no, I'm just saying in this context, which gets me thinking, like, if I'm so happy about it, maybe it never really mattered that much to me in the first place. But I can't possibly say that because we've spent 7-8 years together.
Here's the thing, right? I think you're just done. Cause
Yeah.
my ex mattered to me a lot at one point, but when I could not care anymore, I just could not care anymore.
That's true.
Because
I
you're
think it's
so
the
done.
capacity, yeah.
Yeah.
You've reached the capacity and after that you're just
not even at your capacity. You're just way past your capacity.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're
At least for the both of
overflowing.
us. At least for
That's
the both
true,
of us.
yes.
We should not do this to ourselves, but we do.
I've spent way too much time giving and tolerating, and I realized that in either a friendship or a relationship setting, that should never be the case.
Yeah.
Because in that point in time, you're just settling. And do not settle. Guys, do not settle. Sucks ass. Feeling sucks ass.
Whatever happened really broke my heart. And I was not okay for a couple of days. But life goes on.
2023 motto.
I have a confession to make. I cannot talk to this person, but I actually made a Telegram channel for myself
Yes.
named all the things I want to say. And then every time I think of telling Jamie something, I'll just put it in the chat.
Let me just say that that's fucking sad. It's damn sad because this is why I hate friendship breakups. Because why, like,
I feel
it hurts.
like maybe when Jamie and I get over this stage of our lives and maybe if we are friends again, maybe when I feel like I want to say something or tell this person something, I just put it in there. And one day when we're all okay, I'll just add Jamie into the chat and Jamie can scroll through all the messages and see what I've been meaning to say.
I don't think that's a fantastic idea. I personally would never do that. I could never.
I know that this is at this point me not letting go.
As you should not lah. It's been so
A
long,
while,
right?
yeah.
And it's only been a
solid
week
friendship.
since they. Has it been a week?
Yep. So it just started raining. As you can hear, hopefully you can't, but it's a little bit bipolar. Like it's starting and stopping and starting. I don't really know what's going on.
I can barely even hear rain.
Well, I think that friendship breakups, like people,
It's very underrated.
it is how painful it is.
It's underrated.
Yeah. Because especially if it's a good friend, I keep saying this, but especially if it's a good friend, right? It's so hard to lose that person.
And the pain that you get from friendship breakups.
Yeah. Can I just say that this friendship breakup was so much harder than my own actual breakup? I'm not kidding.
Oh my god.
I posted on my close friends list and I was not okay.
That's true. It affects a lot of the dynamic, which is exactly why I say you are made of the 5 people that are closest to you. Because it affects you in a way that you can't even comprehend.
When there are core people in your life, right, it's just hard to shrug it off and be like, well, this is another passing person. Because I would assume a good friend to have been in your life for a while.
Definitely. And I mean, whether it's a partner or a friend, like, it both hurts. But I think the intimacy you have with a friend, you have with each individual friend, to me, that's the most pitiful part about letting go. You can get similar things with another friend, but it can never match up to what you had with this one particular friend and like what you shared and like exclusive things or like things that they can relate to.
The energy is different.
Yes.
lah. It's a huge pity, but
Life goes on.
life goes on. We'll take it as it comes. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Oh.
Maybe not. My phone just dropped into the wet floor.
Please leh.
I can't get tissue after this. Now. With that, goodbye.
See you in 2 weeks.
No, seriously, this is how we're gonna end it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?